Now that you've seen what AI is and where it appears in daily life, let's take the next step and look at how it works differently from traditional technology. Traditional software follows fixed instructions. It behaves the same way every time because a programmer has already told it exactly what to do. Think of a calculator or a digital calendar. They don't learn, they just follow rules. AI instead learns from data. Instead of being told every step, it recognizes patterns in examples and adapts when something new appears. That's why AI can suggest faster routes, improve translations over time, or recognize objects in photos. Even though AI doesn't think or understand the way humans do, it can still perform tasks that appear intelligent. It can discover patterns hidden inside large amounts of data, infer connections that are not immediately obvious, and reason by forming simple conclusions based on what it has observed. These abilities allow AI systems to support many familiar tasks, like identifying objects in pictures, translating short sentences, suggesting words while you type, or helping organize large collections of information. They don't involve human-style thinking, but they enable AI to handle tasks that would be too slow or complex for traditional software. To understand how AI works, imagine it learning the way we do, by seeing many examples. AI is shown large collections of data, such as photos, sentences, or sounds, and it looks for patterns that repeat. It doesn't understand the content, but it becomes very good at recognizing similarities. Once it learns these patterns, it can make predictions, like identifying an object in a picture or guessing the next word in a sentence. Now that we know AI learns from examples, let's look at the process behind it. First, the system receives large amounts of data, for instance, many photos or sentences. Then, it is trained to recognize patterns in this data. After training, it is tested with new examples to check how well it learned. When the model works reliably, it can start making predictions. And with more feedback or new data, it continues to improve over time. Before we continue, it helps to review a few simple terms you will hear often when people talk about AI. These words may sound technical, but their meaning is quite straightforward once you see how they fit together. An algorithm is just a set of instructions a computer follows to perform a task. A model is what we get after training an AI system. It's the version that can recognize patterns or make predictions. Training data refers to the examples the AI learns from, such as images, sounds, or text. Patterns are the regularities the AI discovers by comparing many examples. And predictions are the outputs the system produces based on what it has learned. One of the most common ways AI learns is called supervised learning. In this approach, the system is trained using examples that already include the correct answer. For instance, if an AI needs to recognize cats in photos, it is shown thousands of images labeled cat or not cat. By comparing these labeled examples, the system learns which patterns belong to each category. This method is widely used in tools you already know, such as spam filters, photo apps that recognize people, and voice assistants that learn to understand your speech. It's a simple idea. The AI improves by learning from examples that have already been checked by humans. Another way AI learns is called unsupervised learning. In this case, the system is not given any labels or correct answers. Instead, it receives a large amount of data and learns to spot what items look similar or often appear together. You've already seen this type of learning in tools you use every day, like your phone automatically grouping photos by faces, places, or events. Nobody tells the system who the people are. It simply notices which pictures share the same features. Unsupervised learning is useful when we want AI to organize information, detect common behaviors, or uncover hidden patterns in large collections of data. It doesn't understand the content, but it can find structure where humans might overlook it. Now that you know how AI learns from examples, let's look at a type of AI that many people already use without realizing it: the systems that generate content. These tools analyze millions of examples and learn which patterns usually follow each other. When you type a request, called a prompt, the AI predicts what should follow, whether that is the next word in a sentence, the next shape in an image, or the next sound in a voice recording. Remember, it is statistics at work, not true understanding. This is what allows tools like ChatGPT, Copilot, or Gemini to write messages, explain topics, or summarize long texts, and what enables image tools such as DALL-E or Midjourney to create pictures from a simple description. Now that you understand how AI learns, the next step is learning how to think with it. AI works best when we approach it with intention. Instead of expecting a perfect answer, it helps to see AI as a partner that can support your thinking. Start by explaining clearly what you need. You can describe the AI the situation, what you already know, and what kind of result you expect. The clearer your request is, the more useful the response will be. And if the answer doesn't quite fit, you can adjust your question and try again. This back and forth is normal and often leads to better results. It also helps to treat AI suggestions as ideas you can build on, not instructions to follow blindly. For example, you might use AI to draft a message, summarize information, or compare different options, and then decide what works best for you.